it all started with me wearing very tight pants in the street of New York. The pants were one of my designs, and there was this guy who told me in the street, "Oh, hi, your ass looks great in those pants." And at first I was really shocked, but then of course what I did, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, oh, I think he was right. So that was the impulse for me for setting up the company. Well, to make other girls get such nice compliments in the streets. But before that, I was not a designer at all. For 13 years, I was a journalist. I was doing a lot of nice stuff in the show business. I was interviewing celebrities, and everybody thought my life was like all the red carpet and champagne, but nobody really knew that during the day I was in my editorial office with my 3 bosses that never got along with each other. They never knew what they really wanted. So here I am at my desk, a little frustrated. Well, ta-dam! So one day I had this brilliant idea. Why don't I set up my own company? Of course, at this point I didn't really know it was supposed to be like a fashion brand or something, but I always loved fashion, and sometimes my girlfriends, they were like, "Oh, did you do it for yourself? Like, can you do something like that for me? I want to wear something like that." So I remembered the story with the guy and with the nice fitting design of my pants. I was like, okay, I'll set up a fashion brand. I'll be an entrepreneur after being 13 years a journalist. Okay, I thought I was a multitasker like my entire life, but I never knew what it really meant to have your own company. Yeah, I really need some pizza, as you can tell, and some coffee to really survive. This is what it means when you have your own company, day and night. Well, of course, I didn't have any office at that point. I didn't have a store. I didn't have anything. I started up an online store because She's a Riot is now almost 2 years old, and we've been operating exclusively online almost the entire time. And of course, all the clothes and all the stock, I had it where? Home, in one of my rooms at home. Okay, here's my boyfriend walking to the kitchen. He hit one of the boxes and, well, he broke his toe. So that was a crucial point in my career as an entrepreneur. I knew I had to move out of the house with all my stuff. Ta-da! Here I am in the store already, combined with the office. This is a new space in Warsaw that we opened in September, and which has now become a hot retail destination in Warsaw. Okay, well, it's not always been that cool. Sometimes, of course, you go through some hardships. Here I am trying to get like some financing for the company. The company is totally independent. I've been financing it all by myself. So, here I am at one of the fashion shows where some very nice guy really loved one of our t-shirt designs, which is "Fuck my Polish life." I really love being sarcastic, and I really love, I think fashion is based on, a sense of humor. It really represents the way you dress or the way you design the clothes, it really represents, how you see the world. So sometimes it gets really tricky. At one of the fashion fairs that I attended with She's a Riot, we have one of the t-shirts with a design saying "Fuck my Polish life." Well, there was this very nice man who, as you can tell, really loved the idea. No, of course he hated it, and he was like, "Oh, is the designer Polish? What is she doing?" and everything. But everybody who knows me knows that, I really love my Polish life. That's why I set the company in Poland. All of our clothes are manufactured in Poland, and they are manufactured from fabrics that are produced especially for our brand in Poland. So it's not only She's a Riot is not only 100% made in Poland, it's 200% made in Poland. And the expression, when do I use it? Well, everybody thinks that working in fashion is like reading Vogue magazine and drinking champagne and looking great and wearing really high heels. But actually, you also have to carry all of the clothes. You do basically everything, right? And once I was coming back from one of the fashion shows with tons of clothing, and it was snowing in Warsaw, and I was getting out of the taxi, and of course, one of the zip closures on the clothes protection got like broken and all of the clothes landed in mud in the street. So, well, basically this is when I use this expression. Otherwise, I really love my Polish life. Okay, I told you about the production of the clothes, that it's all made in Poland. Sometimes it's not easy to convince some people who I work with to do like things in a way that I want it to be done, because sometimes, of course, people with like ages of experience in the production process have their fixed ideas, but we're getting it a different way, a riot way. So sometimes it requires a bit of fighting and persuading, but it works. And when it works, we're a happy She's a Riot army. When it's great, we also have a bit of champagne, but of course, we never stop. So here it is, we begin again.
How many people are working for you?
With me currently, there are 4 people, but we also have some people who are helping us during like fashion fairs, or when we have pop-up stores, during like music festivals. So we of course need more people at those special moments. But currently it's me and 4 other people.
Do you like sometimes, or do you miss sometimes your ex-job?
Actually, no. It's so funny because, well, many times before I thought about setting up my own business, but it was always like, as Woody Allen puts it, like the golden cage. Like at the end of the month you had your salary, and I really loved my job, but I was like, sometimes when I was unhappy with certain things, I was still there because I was like, okay, but it's the satisfaction that matters the most, right? But now it's so funny because it's the first time in my life that after setting up my company, I forgot about like the previous jobs, like during one day. But of course the experience I had from the previous jobs, because I worked as a journalist for like 13 years, helps me a lot. Because I've always loved talking to people. I specialized in interviewing people, celebrities, like the show business and culture sector. So I love meeting people, and it's really nice when people come to my store and they talk to me. And even if they don't do like any shopping on that particular day, I really love that when they say, "Oh, it was so great being here and talking to you." This is my priority.
Where do you find the inspiration about your collections?
Everywhere, in like everyday life. It's never that I'm at my desk and like, oh, I should invent something like, some graphic for a new t-shirt. Never. Like as with the Fuck My Polish Life thing, as I told you the whole story, this is how it happened, right? And it's the same with the other designs too. It's like, I feel the need for a particular piece of clothing, and I never do it that way that, I don't know, it's winter time, so I should design like winter for next year or whatever. We have new collections sometimes coming even every month. Because when I feel like I need new clothes, like I will make them.
So your target is international?
Of course, yes. We are operating online. Of course, in September we set up our first store in Warsaw. So it's 4 months old, the regular store, but the online store has been there for over a year, and we ship worldwide.
Can you also describe more than less how they fit these clothes on a female body, which we are so different. So the t-shirt is for everybody, but I think there are some details.
But even our t-shirts have different cuts, yes, because some of the girls, well, of course, everybody is obsessed with their body, right? Like what we perceive like first is whatever is incorrect with it, well, like whatever we think is wrong with it, right? So we are trying to get it right. I recently read a book about the life of Balenciaga, and there was one thing that he said, that he had this customer, and she was like, very feminine with like, bigger arms and bigger breasts, and she was like always worried when she was coming to his studio. She was always worried, and she was like, oh, but I'm so fat, like, oh, I should like maybe diet more so I can fit into your clothes better. And I was like, oh, stop it. It's not you that you need to get slimmer. I need to dress you so that you look the way you want. And this is really, I love this idea. So that's why even t-shirts have different cuts in She's a Riot. We have special cuts that will help you get your shoulders like better shaped. Or we have irregular cuts like that. And it really makes your hips look good. And I'm very against the idea that you can use like one piece of clothing and you would tell people, oh, it's perfect for all body types. It's never true. It's never true. So I know when somebody comes to my store, and I can tell, definitely I can tell, which clothes I could recommend for this body type, because it's never going to work on everybody.
And the range of prices?
The prices start at €20, and they go, it's like for a t-shirt, and for dresses it would be around 80 to €100, and for jackets sometimes also €100, and for like coats it would be around €150.
How do you see the future of the line?
Actually,
Because it's so
we're
young.
developing. Yeah, it's developing, and next month we are introducing the Kid Riot line, so it'll be for kids. And of course, we have many ideas to develop, so I'm very looking forward to it.
Thank you.